Alrighty everybody, welcome back to Culz Checks Out. You guys seem to really like that first review of the Jurassic World survival figures, so I figured let's keep them going, and I ended up picking up this Pteranodon, mainly because I actually kind of enjoyed the design. I've not been the biggest fan, I think I've been pretty vocal about this, of the Jurassic World Pteranodon design, so any of the figures too, I'm just like, nah, I don't like them. The Jurassic Park 3 ones I like, the Lost World, and I guess the Jurassic World Rebirth kind of like cameo, because it looked pretty similar to that Lost World design. And I get the Jurassic Park 3 ones have teeth, which I get those ones aren't scientifically accurate with their teeth and stuff like that, but much better design than what we got in the World trilogy. And so I will say, when this one was first announced, I wasn't planning on picking up. Definitely looked more in line with the World designs, but when I saw it in store in those bright colors, I'm a big sucker for that Chaos Effect lineup. I have all those figures, but it kind of reminded me of, this whole lineup really kind of reminds me of those, and I really enjoy the bright colors and kind of the weird mutations, especially in this one. It just makes it look like a better design than the Jurassic World ones. I'm sorry, I don't like those ones. But before I keep babbling on about that design, let's take a look at the box. Alright, so up top we see the render of the T-Rex from Rebirth. This one was nicknamed Ember by the fan base, and again, like I said before, you can see all the really nice scarring, just really wonderful render here. Much better than, again, the World trilogy. That's one thing I really liked about Rebirth, is the dinosaurs look so much nicer. Below we see the Jurassic World, and then of course the name of this line, Jurassic World Survival, and this one being the Wild Roar Pteranodon, and of course made by Mattel. And it does have batteries, because like you guys know, this lineup, you push it and there's lights and stuff like that, so pretty cool there. Up top we see the Jurassic World logo, and again, just some like Scotch tape looking things, so this must just be something with all the new figures. Kind of looks cheap if I'm going to be honest, but on the side we see it's yellow with the Jurassic World logo again. On the back is the Jurassic World logo up top. You can see the hanger where it can hang on the shelf if they want. A render of the figure, and it shows it does have that action feature that opens the mouth as well as it lights up. And here you see those icon logos that says it has a light up attack. It continues much like all the other Mattel ones. You can scan it for the app. Here are the other figures in this lineup. We've already reviewed this one, and I actually do have those two, so stay tuned. At some point this month I will get all of them. It might just be after Christmas, because I do have some ornaments to review as well, but they will be coming, I promise. Right there you get some warnings, not for children under 3, and this one was made in Vietnam, so a little bit different. It's not even like partially China, partially Vietnam. It is pure Vietnam. I think the Spinosaurus was as well, so something, I guess, bigger now in our world. Where things come from, right? Below again, just some more warnings. Shows obviously the box is recyclable, stuff like that. And then there's the barcode if you need it. Alright, so without further ado, let's get this one out of the box. Alright, and here we see it out in the wild. I guess sort of perched on a rock here in search of food. And I think right off the bat, that's going to be my biggest complaint with this figure. After that Quetzalcoatlus one we got, where it can stand on its own, and its wings can flap out and everything, so you still get this pose, but it can actually stand like a normal pterosaur would. It's kind of a bummer to go back to the ones that can't stand and can only really be displayed by flying, so if you hang them up, or if you have to, prop them up like I did here, which is, like I said, kind of a bummer. The colors are really nice. The bright green on the body I wish was more like the head, so more of that bright yellow. I just think it would look a little bit better, or at least do more of that green on the back of the neck, or on that fleshy like membrane that's behind the crest there. It just kind of looks a little off, because at least with the brown on the face, kind of continues onto the back, and then it becomes like a dark brownish, almost black on top. But overall, I mean, I think it's really nice. The wings are definitely different. They are plastic in nature, and I'll show you up close, but they're really membraney. Again, it kind of plays into the play feature where it lights up, but it looks kind of like bat-like. So going a little backwards in how this animal's being showcased, but this one definitely has a ton more mutations and looks a lot less like the real animal than the previous one we looked at. And you'll see that more once we get to see it in action. So I'm going to pick it up and do the action feature, and then I'll show you up close a better review of it. Alright, so yeah, the wings can fold in pretty much directly into the body there, as you can see. And that's how they fold it into the box and keep the packaging small. But you can actually just push them out and it will extend to a relatively decent wingspan. As you can see, it is pretty translucent, but when we get to the action feature, you'll see why it's translucent. And we'll do it in the dark again because I think it comes out better than trying to do it in broad daylight. Though this one's blue light, so it might come through a little bit nicer than the other one in daylight. So the action feature, we'll do one from the back and one from the side so you can see it. You press down, and you really don't see the light at all during the... I guess you can see a little bit of the flashing. But mine, for some reason, I don't know if anyone else has this problem, it actually just stays open, the mouth. So to close it, I actually just have to physically hit the bottom of the mouth and it'll pop close, and the button will go back to its normal resting position. Otherwise, it's just stuck in. And like I said, here it is from the side. And again, you can't really see the blue. I thought this one might come through a little bit nicer, but maybe it's because the figure itself has a darker coating than the other one. But, you know, we'll do it in a dark room so you guys can see what it actually looks like. Let's get an up-close look. Alright, so the head you can see, I would say, looks a lot like the Jurassic World ones. Though it's kind of nice. It does have more of an upturned snout, which is more in line with the actual animal. It has a nice little orange eye you can see right there. And then the coloration of, like, spots and patches mixed with stripes on the crest, I think looks really nice. And I really dig like that fleshy membrane that's behind the crest. That just makes it look much, much bigger. I mean, this animal itself looks really strange with all the weird mutations going on. You can see at the tip of the beak or snout is kind of like a gray color. And overall, the head itself is not very big. And because the head itself is stuck open for whatever reason, helps me showcase the teeth, which are just yellow in color. They're not even painted, so it kind of looks cheap, to be honest. This one compared to the other one, it's not holding up as good as I thought it would be. A little underwhelming, I will say, compared to our first one. At least the tongue is kind of painted. But unfortunately, like, the inside of the beak is just that same yellow as the teeth are yellow. It looks really kind of cheap, and I think, honestly, it might be the yellow itself that's making it look even worse. On the back, you can kind of see the brown that continues onto the back a little bit, and then it goes into that dark coloration. Like I said, my button gets stuck, so it looks like that, when it's supposed to look like that without it being stuck, which looks not too hard to see. I think if you're using this for figure photography, it's much easier to hide that than the other one. And it does try to have some pycnofibers on the back, as you can see right there with that coating. Like I said, the wings itself are translucent and look super veiny like a bat's. And then the arms themselves are really reptilian, like almost crocodilian. Like if you said that was a crocodile arm, like you could cut that out and make it a crocodile arm. And I would be like, yeah, that fits. I don't know why it's on the Pteranodon. Outside of this one is super mutated. I mean, look at the size of its chest, too, if we can get it. Look at that. I mean, it's just so huge. It's hard to see with the color and the sun. But underneath, you can see it's that green color. And it is really malnourished. Look at those ribs showing through. Just poor thing's not eating. It looks terrible. Feel bad for it. But yeah, taking photos from it from below, just not going to work. You get the Jurassic World logo and some stamps from Mattel. You get the barcode, and then you get both where the battery gets put and just, again, the sound thing, which is nice. It's on the bottom. It's hidden if you want to take it from here or here. But unfortunately, because it's a pterosaur, a lot of people probably want to take it from the top. So not going to be able to. The legs do swivel down, as you can see, but they're useless. This thing will not stand on its own like this, or you will have to have it in a flying position and hanging, or it's just laying down on the ground, which is a bummer. I was hoping after the Quetzalcoatlus we were past those days, but we are not. And you can see it has a short tail. So overall, like, super mutated, super weird. Again, here's the face. It just, I don't know. I don't know what to think with this one. I like it. It's not terrible, but compared to the other one, it's just not holding up as much in person and looks kind of cheap, to be fair. So it's a little bit of a letdown. Let's do some comparisons and then we will get you guys out of here. Alright, so there's that barcode if you guys need it for the app. But like I was saying, I wanted to show you guys what it looked like in the dark, because I think that's the only way the color is actually going to come through. Inside, comes out. At least right there you can see a little bit better than when it was outside. It was just too bright to come through, but it actually didn't come through too bad. Again though, the engineering, why does it keep opening? Oh, it actually shut the first time. It shut by itself. But no, that's kind of a bummer with the engineering, but let's show you guys. It's not so bad inside though. I don't know. Still kind of a letdown, but let's at least get to what we're supposed to be doing. Alright, so light test in 3, 2, 1. Not too shabby. I really like this feature. I'll do it one more time. Yeah, not shabby at all. It's super bright. Alright, so here you can see it with its wings fully spread out. We're going to do some comparisons this way. Unfortunately, this is going to be the only way to really display it, which stinks. Like I said, with that Quetzalcoatlus, I think this is a big letdown that the pterosaurs are back to not being able to stand up. It's kind of a bummer there. But we'll compare it to some early flying reptile Mattel releases in the Pteranodon first and foremost, being that they are supposed to be the same animal. One's definitely more mutated. You can see that one has much bigger size. And then of course another Mattel one was the Dimorphodon, which strangely is the same size as the Pteranodon. Not even close in size in real life. But yeah, you can see here the nice comparison there, and then we'll compare it to a Dominion one. I'm not going to compare it to the Rebirth Quetzalcoatlus. That one just blows this one out of the water, so that's not fair at all. So instead we will compare it to the Dominion Quetzalcoatlus, which has maybe a smaller wingspan. To be fair, it's longer overall because of its longer head and neck. But this might be one where at least the wings on the new Pteranodon are nicer than this Quetz one, because they are pretty fragile. And I was really excited when this one came out, because obviously a much more accurate Quetz than the one we got way back in the day. But now that we got the Rebirth one, that one just, it's kind of a cheap figure. And honestly, it makes the Survival Pteranodon look even better. So congrats on it for doing that. And we'll compare it to my still favorite Pteranodon, being the Hasbro Jurassic Park 3 Pteranodon. And as you can see, that one just dwarfs it. This is that variant that we were supposedly going to see in the movie, and then it got cut. But it is super cool and still my favorite, you know, flying reptile that's been released. That Quetz may be number 2, but honestly they don't compare bad. I think from a distance it looks good, but once you get up close, man, that new Pteranodon doesn't hold up. It looks cheap. So yeah, there's the Pteranodon from the new Jurassic World Survival lineup, Wild and Roar version. And I gotta say, it's a bit of a letdown. It still looks cool, and I think from a distance it's not too bad, but again, it's a disappointment. It can't stand by itself. It looks sort of cheap, and honestly, the colors that I was really excited about just don't hold up when you have it in hand. And just the cheapness in the mouth, it just, compared to the first one we did that looked really, really awesome, this one feels like a step back. So I'm still glad I got it. It'll still display really nicely, but it's not one that's going to jump to the forefront. Definitely some other flying reptile ones that I have that I will continue to present more than this guy, but I'm glad I at least got it. Will you guys be picking it up? Let me know in the comments below. And tell me what you guys are thinking so far of this survival lineup. Has it been a bust, or are you guys enjoying it kind of like I have been? Is this figure worth it, or do you think they definitely cheapened out on it? Tell me in the comments below. But until next time, if you guys want to see more Culz Checks Out, please click that link to your left. For more about us here at Culz Paranormal, click that link to your right. And don't forget to hit that like and give us a subscribe.